extended. Now, I'm going to say this. I didn't think it would happen like this. But apparently, the seer and the prophetess said he would get his contract extended, and it would be on the wake of the shitty performance of Lightyear, and by God, he did. So how many people out there are going to be crying? How many people out there are going to be sighing and moaning? He's blah, 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 pushing the goalpost back. Bob Chapek got his contract extended. And now, because I knew when Peter Rice got fired that they were going to give him his contract. I knew that they supported him. I knew, and so did Cameron, that there's going to be more firings happening at Disney, and this makes my heart beam with gladness. Now, why, thank you, Rave Girl, why would I be gloating right now? Because there are plenty of people out there who should be offering apologies to me and Cameron and other people who are saying, Chapek's on the right course. He played the SJWs like a fiddle, and he's going to exact punishment for what they did to him. Peter Rice is only the beginning. Watch. Feige, whoever the head of Pixar is, Kennedy, okay, they're all gonna go. Reimagine Tomorrow is done. He is not gonna put up with that shit. He is not gonna be embarrassed like that. I am literally bouncing around. I can't believe this. Now I'm gonna tell you, this is not a champagne cracking moment, and my stomach wouldn't be able to handle it right now. But, oh, they will, Rave Girl, they will, but this is great news. The SJW wall is crumbling before our eyes, and we should be cheering right now. Just a minute. What? Stop doing that, my dog. He goes up to the coffee table and pulls stuff off and then chews it up. And he knows he's not supposed to have it. I am literally like, I literally, to make it funny, because I've been fighting E. coli, almost shit my pants when I read that. Hardy har har, laugh, laugh, laugh. I can't believe this. You guys, you don't understand how big this is. Oh yeah, yep, he can and he will. Oh my God. I bet you, Greg, the meltdown Pablo's having right now. Does anybody want to go on Twitter and tell him, you might want to dust off that resume, buddy. You might want to dust off that resume because they're going to be gunning for your ass. And I mean Disney, okay? No matter what Filoni says. If Dave even wants to protect him. But I don't think Dave does. I don't think Dave would care if Hidalgo is on fire. He wouldn't piss on him. God, this is great. Oh, they better be scared. Motherfuckers better be scared. The shit they pulled. Oh my God. A new day has dawned. Look, the door is open. The light is shining into the tunnel. Now everybody, time to stop being gloomy Gusses and understand. We have the power. It has been given back to the fans. Pixar, yeah, you damn right Pixar's shaking. Reimagine Tomorrow is shaking. Their big protector is gone. And the big bad wolf is on the prowl, okay? And he's gonna take, this is like Darth Revan. Oh God, they did. Oh God, they did. Oh God, they did. Oh my God, Inside the Magic, Rebecca Barton, the resident Raylo, is gonna be screaming. I don't know if they're gonna, I mean, is Skydance part of the movie part? Because Skydance belongs, I think, to Paramount. and they own Top Gun, and I don't think they're going anywhere. Yep, it did, and, you know, I'm sure he's rubbing his hands together saying, I can't wait to call the head of Pixar in so I can say, get your shit and go. This is one of those things where you kind of want to kick back with a bunch of friends and say, now what's next? With a glass of wine or beer or whatever anybody's drinking. You know, this is just so fucking awesome. I can't even. And I called Cameron right away to tell him. And I was right. He was right. But we're the crazy ones. We're the nuts. We're the ones that thought this was going to happen. And now he can do whatever the fuck he wants. All right? He can get rid of these people. He's gonna, I bet you $1,000, he's gonna make David Zaslav look like a friggin' saint. He's gonna make David Zaslav look like Saint Stephen. And if you know anything about the saints, you know Saint Stephen was a meek guy, okay? This is just so great. I'm so happy. Now, fire Feige, fire Kennedy, walk her into the office and say, Kathy, time to go. But he's not gonna because she's already done. Kennedy's already done. Okay. Guess what? If I was right about this, I'm right about that. I love it. This is the greatest thing I've ever heard. Molly Damon must be shitting her pants. Bob Chapek got his contract extended. Carla. And it couldn't be better news. It could not be better news. He's put up with a lot of shit in the last, 2 years since he took over. When you think about the shit that he's been through, having Bob Iger lean over his shoulders like, a shitty teacher. I don't know, but I think probably 3 or 4 years, the usual. It depends, but that's long enough to clean up Disney. That's long enough. He had to contest with the bullshit over Carano. Then he had to, and of course, Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant. He had to contest over the bullshit with Scarlett Johansson and Kevin Feige. He had to go through the bullshit of, Pixar and Reimagine Tomorrow, and they humiliated him. Oh, no, it's not. I don't think, you know what, Jacob? Like I said, I want him to make David Zaslav look like Saint Stephen. Meek, basically harmless. Make him look like that, because those motherfuckers, no, she's not. She's not safe at all, okay? She is not safe at all. In fact, I wouldn't doubt that Feige gets told to get rid of her. Everybody at Disney should be scared shitless if they were part of that bullshit cabal. I mean it. I am so fucking happy right now. This is, sky's the limits. I told you guys. Did I tell you or did I tell you not? Did I tell you or not that if when Chapek got his contract extended, that he was going to start going after these people. And in my opinion, it looks like he's going to. Okay, he doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have a choice. As long as they're there, there'll be shitty things being said about him. Yep, it was. It was a nuclear bomb. That was the thing that should have told everybody there. Chapek already was renewed. He was already renewed. I called it. I fucking called it. Where's I was fucking right. God, I am so like, I can't. This is, guys, this is so good not only for the company, but for the culture. I mean, the Disney board of directors sees how good Top Gun did. $1 billion. When's the last time they had $1 billion movie? I think it was, what, Endgame? Right? Um, I am so looking forward to the day when we can sit there and say, Disney is not the company it was when we all started out on YouTube. It is vastly different. Vastly. And I look forward to the day when cast members can use boys and girls and the words boys and girls and, you know, act like normal human beings. I look forward to the day when Reimagine Tomorrow doesn't exist anymore. Okay. Now, here's the deal. It still is going to be a little bit of time to work this all out. But in the meantime, get ready for thunderclaps going on at Disney. Because now he can go, now let's get to work. Now we're going to implement our moderation policy. Now we're going to make sure that we get everything we need. Okay. And I'm going to say this, like I said before, if you think that he and Ron DeSantis don't talk through back channels, you are a moron. You need to sit in the corner and think about your life's decisions. Okay? This is, guys, I knew this was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen now. WW Pro didn't think this was going to happen now. VR didn't think it was going to happen now. I mean, but something told me if he had the power to fire Peter Rice, then they either told him he had a deal or he had signed a deal. But there's something going on there. I was right. I was fucking right. I was 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 right. Choo, 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 choo. I can't believe this. I am so fucking happy. I want to cry. I mean, you know, yeah, well, from what I've heard, Rave Girl, isn't that what the people that talk to Cameron are saying? Is that that's what's been going on? Is that the HR department is starting to be bereft of wokesters? There's a dearth of them. That's where you start first, but you go after the executives that allow it to. Okay, you go after the Victoria Alonsos and the head of Pixar. You bring Kevin Feige in with a warning. He only gets one. Get rid of these people or you're gone. Look, Kevin Feige, the last 2-3 years, has nothing to say. Has nothing to say. Just like Kathleen Kennedy. And the head of Pixar has even less to say. Okay? Disney doesn't want a black hole in its finances. Oh yeah, they are. They are. I mean, you know, he can look at Dana Walden and say, I want to have Latondra Newton in my office. And then remove her. All right? Okay. It is, yeah, I mean, it is moving fast. But remember, I said it would move fast. I said, yeah, they have been eerily quiet. Anytime a company like Disney goes quiet, there's some shit going down. I don't know who. Can we write to Carla? I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, Euler Greg is right. he's right. I mean, look, you guys, we Star Wars fans were actually the first to see this shit and call it out when TFA came out. Then it bled into everything. I mean, look, that video I just uploaded, that is video taken from, I thought it was last October, but last August till this month of Ray figures. Only about half to a quarter have been sold. Okay? And we've got Molly Damon marching around at Star Wars Celebration with a very small fan panel talking about how Ray changed Star Wars. I mean, for the worst, right? Bob Chapek sees that. He knows those figures are sitting on pegs. He knows that Hasbro won't make any more. He knows that. Okay? The collectors who want them can get them dirt cheap. Those figures were what? $4? All right? You know, you go in there with $100, you can buy a roll like that and throw them into a case and keep them. Maybe they'll accrue value someday in another dimension or in another, opposite universe. Okay? All right? But this is the problem. The woke shit in Star Wars, Rey, Holdo, Tico, Finn, Poe, all these characters are fucking woke. Couldn't sell ice to Eskimos. Okay. Kyle Ron. I just, okay, that stuff is going bye-bye. This shit is gonna go away. There's no value in it. Right, Toy Story. I got a picture from a friend of mine of Toy Story stuff on clearance. And it just came out. Not as bad as Shang-Chi, but still, considering that Lightyear flopped worse than Shang-Chi, says a lot. Okay? It says a lot. And despite people like Chris Gore protesting the fact that there was a lesbian kiss, I think that had a lot to do with it. I think that, and then everything else. I disagree with WDW Pro strongly, and the reason why is because people don't want to have to explain that to 5-year-olds. Okay? Okay, here's the problem. Feige, Kennedy, and what was left after Lasseter left and took everybody, the people there have no soul, they're nihilists, and they don't have any goofy, childish, or not childlike whimsy. Okay, that's what makes the Toy Story franchise what it is. All right? That's what it is. Okay? And again, same thing with the Star Wars sequel trilogy. It was dark, it was nihilistic, it was hateful, and there was no sense of adventure. There was no soul. These people are soulless. They're fucking soulless. Oh yeah, you're right. But look, these are the things that Chapek and the execs looked at to bring people to the parks and looked at to sell merchandise. Okay, there's a reason why Disney closed most all of their stores out, brick and mortar stores. Part of it was they couldn't move Star Wars merchandise or anything else. Okay, now maybe Marvel still sells, but I bet you it doesn't sell like it used to. Okay, I bet you it doesn't sell like it used to. I am so fucking happy. I just, now he's got to deliver. Do I think he will? Well, the booting in the ass of Peter Rice into the Liberator tar pits pretty much convinces me that the guy is absolutely fucking fearless. And he's a knife fighter. as well as being a Sith master. Okay? I'm not kidding. You know, if I was Kevin Feige, I'd be like, I can't fuck with him anymore. If I don't bring my A game, I'm gone. I mean, Kennedy's already out. What did I say about her? I said when she was at Star Wars Celebration, her behavior said that was her last one. Fanboys at Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, the reason why who they are the way they are is they can't read a room. Okay? If you're in politics, if you're in business, you have to learn how to do that. You know, you have to learn how to read a room. All right? And obviously, that idea just went right over their heads and into the black hole of whatever because she was saying goodbye. Okay, she was literally saying goodbye. Now, what's going to happen? Those channels and others are going to push the goalpost back because that's what they do. They've got to keep the negative feeling up so they can make money. Again, you ought to have YouTube as your side gig and not your business, okay? If your business, yeah, you're right, Euler Greg, but those people can't understand that. They don't understand what a figurehead is. They look at her and get triggered, and then they lose all rationality and all thought, okay? It's like, you know, and I just go, oh, okay. I mean, I literally am stunned by a lot of them. But, CHAPEK being there, we might get my hard date for Kennedy leaving. I bet you we do sooner rather than later. And I bet you it's sooner rather than later, her leaving. We're going to get an announcement for her replacement, and it's going to be somebody I think has been there for at least the last year, running company. And it's going to shock the shit out of everybody. You guys are here. You know who I'm talking about. I don't care what anybody says. Star Wars Celebration proved Jon Favreau was the man in charge. And Dave Filoni was his right-hand man. Okay? She's not. Harrison Ford practically shot her with his eyes. So, you know, she's not having anything to do with, oh yeah, right, Blake. To have anything to do with Indy 5. And don't disagree with me on that. Watch his reaction to her. Okay? I'm right. He chased her off of that set and he took it away from her because he had to. I'm sure James Mangold was like, you know, trying to figure out who to please. No, she doesn't have anything on CHAPEK. She has nothing. He was never part of that group. He was never part of that clan. And when you hear, I don't know who, think of a name, say that, you want to look at him and go, are you sick? Is there something wrong with you? Have you looked at the evidence? You know, I'm just, guys, this is the greatest thing ever. This says so much about where Star Wars and Marvel and Toy Story and Disney Studios is going to go now. Okay? You've got him. He's basically the boss. Go with God, says Susan Arnold. You know, this is the best news, I think, and it's been a long time coming. And oh, trust me, the karmic blowback for all the assholes at Lucasfilm who treated us like shit and created the fandom menace and gave Griggs and Neurotic and Cannell and all these people, the narrative, they created that. They did by attacking the fans. Well, Blake, that would be nice, but for a TV show, I don't know how that would work. And I think it only should be for Skywalker Saga. Okay? I don't think it needs to be for Ahsoka or Mando or Boba Fett or Kenobi. Okay? It should only be for Luke, Han, and Leia or Anakin. Okay? That's it. Or Jaina, Jason, Anakin Solo. Okay? Or whatever other kids that show up. And not Kyle Ron, Daddy Butcher. Okay? I can't. This is yeah, and Kennedy was gonna scream misogyny, which look, as a woman, if she started yelling at me that, Bob Chapek was being a misogynist or Bob Iger because they fired her, I look at her and go, but you're an incompetent bitch. You could be a big white man. Don't you dare, Kojak. You could be a white man and be incompetent, and you'd still be an incompetent bitch. So basically, I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't matter if she's a woman, right? Doesn't matter. She is a shitty leader. She is a shitty studio head. She's even a shitty producer. Okay? Hell, when people want to talk about Indy 5, they don't talk to her, they talk to Frank. Why? Because they don't want any mention of her. They don't want her to be anywhere near it. Oh God, yeah. Oh my God. Just some other guy. You just gave me an idea for I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that fucking down. I'm gonna write that down. Hot damn. Okay. I gotta write that down. You were tolerated. For your lack of a Y chromosome. I'm saving that. I'm going to make a video on that. We hear she's gone. It's going to be a video. Just a second, I gotta grab this. I can't drink tonight because I still have stomach issues. This is not leaving easily. But I've been drinking a lot of water. Yes, you were, Cameron. Cameron's in the house. Cameron's in the house. Cameron's in the house. Cameron's in the house. Shh. I can't believe this. I can't believe how fast it happened. But remember, Cameron, we were kind of talking about it, that it could be something they're going to do this during these meetings. Okay? And now, sky's the limit. It's going to happen like a thunderclap. It's going to happen like a thunderclap. Yeah, 3 years. So he has enough time to clean everything up and has enough time to prove that he should be there for a long time. Okay, this is going to be fantastic. I'm literally, I'm speechless at how fast it went. But again, it's being able to look at the subtext and read the tea leaves. Before Peter Rice got fired, I would have said 50-50. I am voting. And when Kennedy puts out her hard date for leaving, I'm gloating on steroids with this, okay? I'm gloating on steroids. But this is, I mean, when I would have said before Peter Rice got fired 50-50. I thought it was going to happen, but, you know, then something that I didn't see, Susan Arnold put it out there that he had the backing of the board. Okay, what does that mean? Well, Peter Rice got fired. I mean, again, Cameron, I think you would agree with me. It wasn't just, we don't need you anymore. It was a, get your shit and go. Now, was it a personal Chapek being pissed off? Or was it not only personal, but because of what Rice was doing, riling up Reimagine Tomorrow and Pixar, because he was. He was riling them up. And then he put that memo out when all the crap went down, basically attacking Chapek. So he put a target on his ass. And Chapek bided his time, pretended he was weak, and then took him out. It was the Palpatine versus Windu. And then, like that, he got him and threw him out the window. Okay? Yeah, and I think the sky's the limit. I think, again, that was a message, even to Kennedy. Don't you dare say another word. Shut up and sit in the corner, okay? But I really think we're going to hear about her leaving sooner rather than later. I really think he probably wants to put this out there as a warning shot. But all right, go back to what I was saying. I think Chapek would want her to announce a hard date. I think it would be in the company's best interest. Again, I'm all about narrative and optics. And when you give people who can hurt you, your company, a voice, and they attack your customers, that's a bad thing, okay? And she allowed people at Lucasfilm, and now I think they're probably all known, to hurt the franchise. And her incompetent decisions with, okay, I hope you guys can hear me. I don't know what my husband's doing. Maybe I'll go over here. I'm gonna go into the library. I think he's got the weed whipper out. Anyway, but what she did, her incompetent decision making, her lack of leadership, and her allowing, okay, you can still hear. Well, I'm in my library right now, so I'm gonna turn on the light because it's dark in here. And I'll sit here on one of my Marine Corps chairs and sit here. Her incompetence, well, you guys are, is the thing that makes it untenable for her to be there. And she allows those big channels to form a narrative they can't get, that Disney and the fandom in general can't get back, okay? And it doesn't help Disney that her people are contacts with people like making Star Wars Explained, Molly Damon, and her, all right, don't get mad at me, the bitch she's married to, Alex, who's a guy. He doesn't act like one, but apparently he is. You know, Jason Ward and all these other people, they've been ancillary Lucasfilm employees, basically, who have attacked the fandom, who have divided the fandom, okay? This is bad, okay? This is bad for business. Any contact with a YouTube channel is bad for business. And it's just, I don't understand why it's been tolerated so long, but I think Kennedy didn't care. Kennedy didn't care. And I think that this is going to change. Okay. I think a lot of the people like who do Star Wars Celebration are probably going to go. They're going to get new people. They're going to be told you cannot contact these people. Yeah, well, look, my thing about the black pills, if you take the narrative away from them, they won't have anything to talk about. They'll try to push the goalposts back. I know they will. That's what they do. I'm like Obi-Wan talking about Anakin to what's his face in Kenobi. It's me he wants, not them. Okay, that's what they'll do, but they'll start losing subscribers. Okay, they'll start being unimportant. If you notice, the channels that have huge followings, Star Wars Theory, etc., he doesn't get into that shit. Okay, and he actually went after the wokesters. Okay, and to me, I just go, that guy's gonna survive. But the rest of the black pills won't. Okay, they're not going to. And the reason is there won't be anybody to watch them anymore. Okay, and I've said this before. You better have YouTube as a side gig. Oh yes, he is, definitely. Because you're not going to be making a living at that very long. Okay, lots of things can happen. But the biggest thing is Disney gives Kathy Kennedy permission or tells her, give a hard date for your resignation or your retirement. And another thing, and I said this before on my earlier live stream, maybe an announcement about the sequel trilogy. Okay? Well, my thing is, she's caused enough chaos, and it's again, but you got to go and watch her behavior and watch the behavior of Favreau and Filoni and Harrison Ford towards her. She didn't want to be there. You got to learn to read a room. It's a very important thing when you're looking at it from a business, political, I can't imagine. I wouldn't go on Critical Drinker. I mean, I'm sorry, but he's one of those guys that is going to be. Yeah, they have, but they were allowed to create a monster, Cameron, because the people in charge at Disney and at Lucasfilm and Pixar and Marvel wouldn't stop. Okay? I call it the self-licking ice cream cone. One idiot says something on YouTube. A few days later, another idiot at Lucasfilm says something else. Pretty soon, it's going around and around and around. And then you have all this shit. Okay? The narrative should be their opinion and the truth. Okay? The narrative should not be decided by any one group. Okay? The reason why, and I'm going to say this about conservatives. Conservatives are very negative people. They always have been, they always will be. Ronald Reagan was not the rule. He was not the norm. Because he saw, when he was making speeches, he saw things positively. But behind the door, he was very realistic. Again, I'm going to give you an example. CIA in the mid-'80s told Ronald Reagan, Soviet Union's not going anywhere. Reagan saw how much they were spending, saw what was happening in Afghanistan, and said, they'll fold, they'll fall apart, all we need to do is give them a push. And the year after he left office, the Berlin Wall fell. Okay, that's what looking at the subtext and looking at the finer details is. And Cameron's right, a positive vision. One of the reasons why I am on the right, but I'm a libertarian, is because I don't think it's anybody's right to legislate behavior, or anybody's right to legislate what is speech and what isn't. And if you look back in 1920, it was conservatives that banned alcohol. Dumb idea. Guess what they made? They created the La Cosa Nostra in the United States. Okay, that's how that happened. Okay, so when you legislate morality in any way, shape, or form, you give people license to do exactly what you told them not to. Okay, all right. And Reagan always provided answers. He didn't just bitch and moan like, Paul Ryan and Mitt Romney, but those are guys that thrive on problems. If the problem isn't solved, they have a job, they have power. When the problem's solved, what are they going to do? Think about it. But as far as what's going on at Disney, I honestly think the shit is going to hit the fan. And I've got to say that I've got to say, get ready. Get ready. It's not, I thought it might be a long, hard slog, but I don't think it will be now. I think that Chapek is willing to curb stomp anybody in his path, because he did that to Rice. That was not only a message to people inside Disney, that was a message to Hollywood that it must change. Okay, back in the 80s when Barbra Streisand was attacking Republicans right and left, she didn't make movies that did that. She didn't. None of them did. Sean Penn didn't. And even, I can't think of his name. This window. It was about storytelling. It was about getting butts in seats. Tom Cruise proved people still want to go to movies. All right, I think that helped too. I think the powers that be at Disney saw Top Gun and said, why don't we do this? Now, we could. If you look, they could say, we're retconning Solo. We're hiring Anthony Ingruber to play young Han Solo, and we're going to fix what was broken. And the black pills will complain. But the moment I think normies would see someone, and they could mess with deep fake and make him look more like Harrison, but the moment the normies saw a guy that looked like that sounded like that, and what appeared to be a show that would be something that was positive and fun and going on an adventure and meeting this character as a young person I really think that would bring people to the movie. But, have they destroyed it? Well, yeah, they like, that's all they do. Speaking of that, when you've got people who haven't seen Kenobi attacking it, I said this before, I at least saw parts of Solo. Okay? And it's a shitty movie. Okay? It's shit. I at least scrolled through The Rise of Palpatine, and it's shit. Okay? So I at least have kind of a base knowledge of how bad they are. These people haven't seen Kenobi. Let me tell you something else. I think they're afraid to. I think that if they see it, they will know it doesn't break canon. They will know it was good. They will know it would validate a lot of what happened in the prequels. And they're afraid. They're afraid. There's a fear here. And it's not just a fear of being wrong. It's a fear of looking bad to their fellows. Well, they don't. But, I didn't watch Solo because I wanted to give it a fair chance. I watched it because I wanted to see if just the parts I saw, if they were just as bad as I thought they were. I wanted to look at Alden Ehrenreich and go, who the fuck do you think you are? Who told you you could do this? This is like a bad high school play. I mean, the guy sounds like his balls haven't even dropped. Sorry for the vulgarity, but, I just posted on my Facebook page an interview with Harrison Ford. I think it was his first one with David Letterman. And, oh yeah, she did. Cameron's right about that. And he believed her. And Ford has this beautiful, resonating baritone. And that is sexy as hell to me. Okay? That is sexy as hell to me. In fact, I think the only weakness as Anakin Skywalker that Hayden Christensen has is his voice. He doesn't, to me, Anakin, first off, I'm going to tell you what, get off the subject real quick. I was thinking about this, how I would change sequels, even if I did like them, what I would change. First off, Anakin would have been about 15. Okay, to give the Jedi a little more reasons to be afraid of him. Okay, I would have him only a little younger than Obi-Wan. Or maybe Obi-Wan older. Maybe Obi-Wan is older. You have to play with it. But make him the same age as Padme. How old is she, 12? Okay, make him 12. That wouldn't hurt anything. And that would be a start. No, I like Hayden. I wouldn't change him. But I would say, can you get a little more resonance in your voice? All right? Because that is a commanding masculine sound to me. Okay? And he has everything but that. Okay? But I still love him. He's still my second favorite character in Star Wars. And the reason why is because I think he's so complicated, interesting, and everything. And, oh, well, Zachariel, you can leave. I don't give a flying fuck if you're bored. Why don't you go be bored in the corner and shut your mouth? Anyway, but back to Chapek. Guys, this is huge. This is enormous. This is huge. And I'm sure I got a little bit of intelligence. I think Kennedy and Marshall are in Portugal traveling. So just wanted you guys to know because I follow him, Frank Marshall. And I'm going to tell you something else. I saw an interview Frank Marshall had about Indy 5. No Kathleen. I saw an interview Steven Spielberg did, and they asked him about Indy 5. He said he hasn't seen the full movie, but he's seen the dailies, and he said they are spectacular. So to all the black pills who are hoping it would be bad because Kathy, okay, why? Because they deserve it. I want Indy 5 to be the Top Gun of next year. Not because of Kennedy, but to make them look stupid, and for Harrison. Okay, that's why. But for Steven Spielberg to say that, and he didn't have anything to do with it, yeah, he will. And I think they actually did a lot of reshoots. I think that's why they took so long. One of my favorite stories about that is Harrison couldn't go to the party, but he threw in a gigantic beer bash for the crew for the wrap party. He wasn't there, but they were. You know I'm right. I know he slow rolled the injury so he could save Indy 5. Yep, it is. It was a unanimous vote. Damn. Oh, I wish I could have a glass of wine right now, but I can't. I mean, I gotta wait on that. I don't know what I ate, but it hasn't been kind. And it started Saturday, and it's not stopping. I've had about 20 of these in the last, I don't know how many hours. And I feel better now than I did yesterday by far. But I've got a few days to go. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe do a dance. I don't know. But I'm really, really happy. And thank you, Rave Girl. But trust me, when Kennedy announces her retirement, I got a bottle of Rosé Clico, the last one in our area months ago, that I'm not touching until she's gone. Okay. All right. Because she is. She is, but we got it. Look, again, a hard date for her. We were right. Yes. Yes, Cameron, we were right. Hard date for Kennedy's retirement, and explain what they're doing with the sequel trilogy. Take the narrative away. Anyway, you guys, this has been a good fucking day. Okay, so go celebrate. I don't know, have a cappuccino, or if you're like me, go and have a glass of wine. Go get a good workout in, go for a walk, and just keep pressing. Keep pressing. Because we are here in the chat and watching. We're the ones that are going to fix what's broken. We are the teammates of Favreau and Filoni, Chapek and Bergman, okay, and Kareem Daniels, okay? All right? So we can say, what's a good quote from Star Wars? Not, we were right, tell them we were right. That's a good one. This is where the fun begins. See, quote from my two favorite characters, Han Solo and Anakin Skywalker. See you guys around the galaxy. It's a good day, taters. Press on. Press on.